After opening the photo album, my daughters and I all saw the photos of the Silver Dragon Queen before. We couldn't help but praise her in the photo. Just as we were still wanting to know more about the Silver Dragon Queen's past, the Red Dragon Queen showed us a video about her. The words spoken by the Silver Dragon Queen in the video touched me deeply, but she actually didn't want me to continue watching the video. After finishing our chat with the Red Dragon Queen, the Silver Dragon Queen and I returned to our room, only to find that the room's arrangement seemed a bit strange. After catching the photo album tossed by Isa, Leon turned around and began flipping through its contents. Roswitha wanted to stop Leon from looking at the album, but she was too late to run over and grab it. Leon turned to one of the pages, and a photo inside immediately caught his attention. He couldn't help but evaluate. "Wife, I didn't expect you to have such a side." Upon hearing Leon's words, Roswitha instinctively became nervous. Noah and Muin are also very curious about the photo of Roswitha. Muin reached out her hand to Leon and wanted him to show them the photo. "Dad, we also want to look." In order to show them which photo he was referring to, Leon took it out of the album. He turned around, showed them the photo, and said to Roswitha with a smile, "You look so energetic when you were still a student." Isa took a look at this photo, and immediately knew when it was taken. "Oh, this is a photo of Ross as an outstanding student representative giving a speech on stage." In the photo, Roswitha stands in front of the speech stage with a very lively smile on her face. She was wearing the school uniform of St. Hiss Academy and had her silver long hair tied into a ponytail, looking very spirited. She held the script needed for her speech in her right hand and placed her left hand on her body, confidently delivering her speech to the students on stage. Sunshine and green trees serve as her background, creating a good atmosphere for her. The lively and cheerful Roswitha in the photo is obviously completely different from her current personality. Leon couldn't help but evaluate her again. "Why have you grown into such a cold and aloof queen now?" "Ah!" Realizing that he was going to say something she didn't like to hear, Roswitha immediately walked up to him. Then, she kicked him hard with her high heels to stop him from continuing. Leon felt the pain in his feet and called out softly. He didn't dare to scream in front of his daughters and Isa. Roswitha angrily took the photo from Leon's hand. She looked at Leon with displeased eyes and whispered a reminder to him. "Don't get too cocky. You might be her next target for pranks." Leon lifted his injured foot and gently rubbed it, while showing an awkward smile to Roswitha. Now that he knew she was angry, he didn't continue speaking. Leon placed the photo album on a relatively short table, making it easy for Noah and Muin to see it. Noah helped flip through the album and looked at the photos inside with Muin. It seems that they are very interested in the photos of their mother when she was a child. Isa stood behind them with a smile on her face as she watched them flip through the photos. She said to them, "There are many photos of your mother when she was a child ahead. You can take a look." Looking at these photos, Isa recalled things from the past. When she was a child, she was white and soft, and it felt really comfortable to touch. These 2 pages in the album contain several photos of Roswitha's childhood. There is a photo of her being scared and crying when she saw a spider. There are 2 photos of her crawling around in bed and sleeping when she was just born. There is a photo of her defeating a beast, even bigger than herself alone. There is a photo of her shyly holding up her award. Noah and Muin looked at these photos and said happily, "Mom, it's so small." Muin also wants to touch Mom. After reading these 2 pages, Noah flipped over the album to another page. At this moment, Muin saw a very special photo. She pointed to it and excitedly said, "Mom is so cool in this photo." Upon hearing what Muin said, Leon standing next to them felt curious. "Let me look." He gently bent down and leaned closer to Muin to see which photo it was. In the photo, Roswitha is wearing a crown on her head, a very gorgeous white outfit on her body, and a red cloak on her shoulders. She sat on the throne and showed a cool smile as she looked ahead. This aristocratic attire reflects the majesty and heroic demeanor of Roswitha. Isa looked at the photo and explained to them, "Oh, this is a photo taken on the day when Roswitha inherited the title of Silver Dragon Queen." Leon turned his head to look at Roswitha and gave her an enigmatic smile. "Wow, you're really cool." Upon hearing Leon's praise of her, Roswitha closed one eye and quietly turned her head to look to the other side. Although she didn't want to accept his evaluation of her, the blush on her face had already exposed her emotions at this moment. Noah and Muin flipped through the album page after page and looked through all the photos of Roswitha from childhood to adulthood. Noah flipped through the album one more page and found that there was nothing else left. She said a little surprised, "This is the last page." Muin held her face with both hands and looked at the photo album, feeling a little disappointed. "No more? Muin wants to see more photos of Mom." Noticing that Noah and Muin had already finished looking at the photos, Roswitha breathed a light sigh of relief. She walked up behind them, picked up the photo album, and gently closed it. "Okay, now that we're done looking, you can take it back and put it away." Isa. Just as Roswitha was about to hand over the photo album to Isa took out a crystal ball from behind. She held it and looked at them with a smile. "It's not over yet. Do you know what this is?" Roswitha became nervous again when she saw that Isa wanted to show them her past to them again. She couldn't help but shout, "Isa!" The crystal ball in Isa's hand is something that Leon is all too familiar with. He excitedly raised his hand and answered Isa's question. "I know. This is called the recording stone." Isa covered her mouth with her hand, shaking the recording stone on her hand, while giving them a mischievous smile. She said to Noah and Muin, "Do you want to watch your mother's videos?" Noah and Muin feels very excited. They lifted their heads and looked at Isa, with an undisguised expectation on their faces. They spoke in unison. "Yes." Roswitha doesn't want them to know about her past anymore. She immediately walked up to Isa and looked at her with a pitiful expression. She held Isa's hand and said to her, "Isa, as your biological sister, I beg you not to release the contents inside." Seeing that Roswitha was trying to stop Isa from showing them the video, Leon couldn't help himself. He also walked up to Isa and put his hands together in front of his chest, making a gesture of pleading with her. He wore a face full of expectation and said to her sincerely, I also beg you, as your brother-in-law, you must show us what's inside." Although he was saying that, he secretly thought to himself, "Roswitha is so resistant, there must be some unspeakable videos hidden in there." Leon and Roswitha leaned against each other, praying that Isa would listen to one of them. Isa closed her eyes and covered her head with her hand. She smiled and shook her head lightly, pretending to be very difficult with their demands. Then, she approached them with a playful expression on her face. She reached out a finger and shook it, then said to them, "Well, Leon is a guest at home for the first time. So let's listen to him first. I'll listen to Ross next time." "Yeah." After Isa agreed to Leon's request, Leon smiled. He extended 2 fingers towards Roswitha and made a victorious gesture. Roswitha looked at Leon with very angry eyes. She could only curse him fiercely in her heart. "I will definitely not bring you here again next time." Isa asked the maid to help turn off the lights in the living room. Then, she found a small cushion and placed the crystal ball on top of it. She touched it a few times, and then it emitted a dazzling light and played the video.
Hi! Pineapple has a good news to tell you. My app LoloBun can now be downloaded on the App Store and Google Play. You can search for LoloBun in the search bar to find the app. After downloading the app, you can read our exclusive novels and comics more easily on your mobile phone. If you are interested, you can download LoloBun from the App Store and Google Play.